In terms of administration, you have a few options here in the dashboard that I will explain to you. So here you can see how long your plan is active and how many seats are occupied out of how many. You can look at your license info to see when you have to renew it. You can upgrade to get more seats, or you can also buy add-ons. And then you have the user administration here. You can see all the students that are linked to your account and all the teachers. And for the students, you can see their username, their name, when they last logged in which class they are, and if they can share their spaces or not. You can also, for each student, click on this menu and remove them from the license plan. Please be aware of the fact that once you remove them, all their spaces will be lost. You can actually just save them to your account before you do. You can also change their password and allow or forbid sharing depending on the permission they have at the moment. If you want to allow sharing or forbid sharing for several students at the same time, you can also click on several of these boxes and choose an action. Here you can either remove them from the license plan or forbid or allow sharing. And then you can also do the same thing in your classes. If you click on this class here, you can see the assignments, you can see the students and the teachers who are in that class. And if you want to change a password, you can also do that here. You can also remove the student from here. Same thing. If you remove them, their spaces will be lost. You cannot allow sharing from this view though. So you would have to go into users and do it there. You can also see the class code, and if you want to add students, you have the option to give them the class code or to add existing students who are already linked to your account. Same thing for teachers. You can add teachers who are listed here. In order to give students assignments, you have two options. Either you just create an assignment from the class view. So you choose the appropriate class, you allow or don't allow students to decide which type of scene they want to use, and you can also allow them to use templates. You give an assignment title and instructions. So if you don't let the students decide and you say, for example, you want them to make a 3D environment, that's what it looks like. You give a title and an instruction, and then you can decide if you want the students to work individually or in groups. So if you assign a task to individual students, you click here, and every student who has an account with you sees the assignment immediately. Or you can also determine who should work together. In that case, you can see here, you can create groups, and you just take the students and drag them into the groups. You can also add more groups than that. And that means that when they go into the assignment, they will see only the space of their group and they can work together. You just have to make sure they have a good internet connection, because if they don't and they work not in the same space but in the same scene, there might be a problem with synchronizing, so the changes from one student might be overwritten by the changes of another. So you should make sure that they do have a good internet connection. So if you do not want to just create an empty assignment, but you want to give them a space that is already prepared, you can do that as well. In that case, you go to your CoSpaces and you create a new CoSpace, and then either you design it from scratch or you pick one of the templates, for example, All About Me. You use the template. It opens, so that's what it looks like. You see that you have all these elements. You don't have any code, but you can also add some code that students just have to modify, so they won't have to create it from scratch themselves. And then you go back to home and you can see the space here, and then you choose Use as Assignment in this menu, and then same thing, you say which class you want to give it to, you allow them or don't allow them to use templates. I usually wouldn't allow them to use templates if you prepare the space, and then you add a title and instructions, and afterwards you will have the same options as before. And again, you have the option of giving the assignment to individual students or a group of students.